Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel that brings you everything old school related, and today we are playing in tournament 55 with our blue-white mid-range deck. Slightly different than the last tournament, and we're now playing against Rick Hasselhoff, who is playing Control. Now in this league, or this tournament, I actually played against 4, maybe 5 Control decks in the group stages. It was absolutely crazy. Rick was playing a cool blue-white Control deck. What I will say is the X points is pointed, obviously. It's got 10 points. The point system is on the screen now. It is the Atlantic 93-94 rule set, and it is a non-proxy format. It does allow Collector's Edition, International Edition, and M30 though. So, if you're trying to get into the format, they are a little bit cheaper, obviously. And most tournaments allow you to have Collector's Edition and International Edition, to be fair. So if you're looking to get into this format, maybe think about getting those sort of editions if money's a constraint. Alright guys, let's look at my deck then, and then let's look at Rick's deck, and let's get straight into the match. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've had a lot of viewers watching, but not a lot of people subscribing, so if you could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Alright, let's just get straight into my deck and then Rick's deck. So this is my deck. It's a pretty sweet build. It's actually running 4 Psionic Blasts, 2 Armageddons, a Recall, 4 Serendibs, 3 Disenchant, 2 land tax, 4 Order, 4 Swords, 4 Lions, 4 Icatian Javelineers. It's running the 3 Serra Angel and the Preacher. And I actually own a Chaos Orb for a change, so this is the first tournament that I had a Collector's Edition Chaos Orb. I don't know how much it was really needed. Obviously I made the semi-final without it, but nice to obviously have a Chaos Orb. And then the one of Preacher, which can be very useful if they decide to use a lot of my removal on other things. I can activate the Preacher and steal one of their things. So obviously the points are Armageddon, Recall, the Mox, the Factory. What else? Oh, 2 land tax. So what I found that I was struggling with in the last tournament was that I Armageddoned and then didn't have any land to follow up with, so decided to play the 2 land tax in the deck instead. So we'll talk about sideboarding after the first game here. So this is Rick's deck. He's obviously using his points for Maze of Ith, Recall, Wrath of God, and a Soul Ring. He's able to ramp out quite fast with his Icy Manipulators and books, with the Soul Ring and the Farewell Stones. Really tricky deck, especially with those deserts in the main. I have a lot of 1 toughness creatures, so and the mazes can be problematic in conjunction with the Wrath of God. So we would have to time a good Armageddon, I think, to catch him off guard and potentially win the match here, because if he's able to stabilize, it could be very, very troublesome for me. What I will say though is he hasn't actually got any win conditions, so except for the Millstone in his starting 60. So interesting here, interesting. So and I think if you get an Ivory Tower and then copy artifact it and go up to like 100 life, normally people concede, but sometimes they don't have a win condition. So alright, let's go into the first game then, and let's see how we do. Alright, so this is the first time ever that I played against Rick. I am sporting my fairly new old school playmat here. So this is the September League. Hopefully this isn't like this all the way through. There you go. Alright. Let's see how we do. So he starts off a desert here, and that's the worst thing I possibly want to see, so not great. That Ivory Tower is quickly going to gain him a lot of life. And we're going to have to time an Armageddon well here, I think, if we're going to be able to punch through these deserts. So yeah, when he started playing these deserts, I was a bit like, oh my god. Great. Right, another Savannah Lion. He is playing his see-through sleeves. Interesting. Desert. Some tournaments don't allow you to have see-through sleeves because people can mark the back of them, but Rick's a super cool guy, so I knew he wasn't doing any of that shenanigans. And I'm just throwing my cards on the table here. I think I'm in frustration with those deserts. Having the one desert is pretty bad, but having two, well, that's just the icing on the cake. So he's already at 23 here. I'm going to copy the Power Stone. So that is not ideal. City of Brass as well. Look, we do have an Armageddon here to deal with these deserts. Okay. And then we attack for 4, putting down to 19. Those Firewall Stones are offline. Because I don't actually have a land. But he follows up with a maze. That's just crazy. Alright, so he's had 2 deserts and a maze. It is what it is. So this Ivory Tower, he's back. He's pretty much back at his starting life total here. And he's got another maze. Oh my god. Okay. City of Brass. Just going to mute this conversation. Just saying that pre-modern is one of the best formats. Just going to turn off the notifications here. There you go. Turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so it's been another Ivory Tower. Can disenchant one of them. Can't attack because, well, we try to, but he's not stupid. And something seems to be happening here, so I'm just gonna sort this out. All right, back. Don't know what that was all about. Right, crack him for 4. Nope, maze. Play another order. So frustration here, I think. Massive frustration. He might have a Wrath of God. Yes, he do. So yeah, I am massively frustrated. I think I've played against Control quite a lot during the group stages, and I was a little bit fed up of seeing it, to be honest with you. Soul Ring. Another planes. Really need another Armageddon if you can, but right, he's got a book. That's pretty good. Savannah Lion, throwing it on the table. Just gonna draw from the book. Draw for turn. Alright. Right, no Armageddon this time. Just gonna draw from the book. Yeah, this game looks like it's pretty much locked up. Unless we do find an Armageddon here, but we'll see. I don't think he's done his life total correctly here. He's on 27. Unless I've stopped him in it. I think I might just tell him to keep an eye on his own score or his life total. Yeah, obviously I played an Ivory Tower control deck. First tournament I ever played in X Points actually, so I can feel the frustration when I'm the opposite player. It's very annoying. Alright, copy artifacts. Wait, Disenchant on the Ivory Tower. At least he's not going to gain life now. Do need to get an Armageddon sooner rather than later. But I think he's got all the artifact mana that he needs now, so you know. Does tap the City of Brass with the manipulator. We're going to try and crack him for 4. Pretty sure he's on more life than maybe he is on 26. Right, Javelineer. Right, going to draw for that book. Draw again. Got some beautiful cards here. Manipulators is just such a wonderful card. I really appreciate Rick's deck actually. Looking back at it, at the time I was furious. I was like, oh, I got to deal with all this, but you know, he definitely had a good deck. I can appreciate a control deck because I'm a control player myself, so. Alright. It only takes one. He's nearly at his starting life total. It's worth going, like, playing the first game out and just seeing what his win condition is. Okay. We're gonna shoot him for 1. He's gonna Wrath again. Gonna Psionic Blast him. Now he's at his starting life total. It's pretty crazy. He's gonna tap down the City of Brass with the manipulator. 3 mana for nope, I think we had a Serendib there, but we just didn't want to play it because of the mazes. That makes sense. Stone. So, oh, there's the Millstone. So, this is the win condition that he needs. And he's gonna eventually beat me anyway by killing me with City of Brass. So I'm going to lose a Serra Angel and a Tundra to the Millstone. Alright, he's going to mill me again. Okay, he's going to tap down. Sorry. What's he going to do? Alright. I'm going to swords my own factory so I don't die to the City of Brass. Fair enough. I gain 3 life. I do try and cast Armageddon here. Yeah, it's got a counter spell, and I decide to scoop it up. I've seen enough. Alright, let's go to sideboarding. So in Rick's deck, he has the Maha Multis, Control Magic, and Serra Angels. He might decide to bring them in. The Equinox looks pretty good. Tap a land, and if a land becomes destroyed, it no longer works. So it's pretty good against the Armageddon. Interesting sideboard tech there from Rick. Yeah, let's just see how he sideboards then. Let's look at my sideboard. So my sideboard then, so I might decide to bring in some books. Try and go to the mid to late game if I can. Disenchant, Divine Offering look great. Besides from that though, not a huge amount to bring in here. I don't think Preacher is good in this matchup. Yeah, I mean the swords don't seem great, but obviously I didn't realise he had creatures in his sideboard, so most probably would have sideboarded them out. Would have definitely kept in the Psionic Blasts for direct damage. So it'll be interesting to see how I sideboard here in game number 2. Alright, game number 2 then. That was a miserable first game for me, and a wonderful game for Rick here. Alright. Let's see if we can keep an opening hand to 7. Alright, we fire off a Javelineer. And he's got a troublesome desert. No. Okay. These deserts are just such a pain in my ass. Shooting for 1. Okay. City of Brass. Have we got like a Serendib or something? Nope. Just a Javelineer. Pretty much going the same as the other game here. Island. Play a book. I'm going to pass the turn. So we have brought them in, deciding to go to the mid to late game here. Is he going to Wrath of God? Nope. A manipulator. Alright, no, we do crack in for 2 here because he's tapped those deserts. Divine Offering on the manipulator and pass. Five mana for Serra Angel. So this is tricky now because I didn't expect that, obviously. But we kept in the Psionic Blast, thankfully, so we Do manage to get rid of the Serra. We do crack him for number 2. He's got a Soul Ring. Right, 4 mana for a book. Let's see if we can get something going here. Like Disenchant on the book, I believe. Yep. And pass because he's got the desert open. So we've got pretty good answers for the manipulator and the book here. Disenchant on our book, unfortunately. Too busy trying to deal with all his threats. Maybe should have copied our book first before blowing it up with the Disenchant. So that was an interesting play there. Right, land tax pretty good. It's got more land than we have. This will help us fill out the deck. Right, it's got another Angel. Have we got a Psionic Blast? We have indeed. Alright, go to 18. Do decide to land tax. I'll double sleeve those cards, which is annoying because yeah, it's just hard to shuffle. Alright, you draw. Oh, Armageddon, okay. So we deal with all those pesky deserts. He's just thinking, there's nothing. Attack for 2. Surprised I didn't follow up with a land there. No, I don't. Interesting. Maybe want to thin out the deck with the land tax. He's got a copy on the Soul Ring. Yep. Land tax again. Really trying to thin out this deck. We got cards on the other side as well. Cracking for 2. Land. Discard. Try not to overcommit here. You might have a Wrath of God. Alright. Mahamoti Jin. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that is problematic. Nope. And he does allow me to search here with the land tax. Okay. Oh, right. 2 mana for a Order. This Mahamoti is going to be a massive problem. Looks like I'm going to have to discard quite a few cards. Alright, land tax and a few lands by the looks of it. This Mahamoti is very problematic. If he attacks here for 5 though, right, does towards the Order. Go to 19. Cracks him for 5. We go to 14. Let's shoot him for 1. Put him to 9. It's interesting he attacked with the Mahamoti here. We're cracking for 2. Go down to 7. Any Serendib or anything? Recall on the... Pitch one of those lands, because obviously... Get back the Psionic Blast. I'm gonna pass the turn. Maze is a massive problem. Untap and draw. This is really unfortunate for him finding that maze. He might win them with the Mahamoti here. Alright. Pass the turn. Alright, cracks in for 5. We go to 4. Has he got a Psionic Blast? No, he hasn't. Looks of it. And we obviously know now that he hasn't in his main. Goes try and Psionic Blast him here. We draw. Crack in for 2. Put him to 1. Alright, Serra Angel. Fair enough. This might be enough to win the game. We're on 2, he's on 1. Oh my god, I think we've actually just won here. Right, we attack with everything. And I think he takes 1. Yes, he does. My god. What an unbelievable second game. Alright, let's move on to game number 3. Alright, game number 3 then. I think Rick has decided to disappear for a second. Alright, no mulligans by the looks of it. So he's going to play an Equinox. That's it counters a land destruction spell. So would deal with the Armageddon here. I think he's just putting it in the chat actually, so I know what it does. Alright. Land tax saying go. I think that land tax in the second game there was pretty good. That Ivory Tower's annoying though. Disenchant on the Ivory Tower. I think he has to tap that land though to counter it. Right, Savannah Lion and Javelineers. So we got a bit of pressure here. Doesn't seem to have a desert or anything. Teleria. Right, so no desert this time though. We have got a land tax activation. Hopefully this will thin out the deck and we can find some relevant spells. Cracking for free. Right, land. Alright, no. Serendib or anything like that. Another land from him. End of his turn, gonna Psionic Blast him for 4. I remember playing against Felix and he was reversing damaging them on my face, which was pretty horrific. Okay. Land tax again. Well, not to my face, but reverse damaging and gaining life even. We're cracking for 3. Play. What do we do? A little bit afraid of Divine Offering here. I mean, manages Divine Offering a book or something. That's pretty bad. So he's got 2 planes, Psionic Blast and a Disenchant in the graveyard. Okay, 5 mana for Serra Angel. Do you decide to swords it? Untap. And the land tax. Only for 2 this time. Fair enough. Decide to play that land that he knows about. Oh, Armageddon, so he can't tap with the Equinox to stop it from happening here because of the Serra Angel. Now we crack him for 3. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Go to discard and discard an island. No desert as a follow-up here, so that's really good news for me. We crack him for 3. Go to 8. Planes into Savannah Lions, so that's pretty good. We untap, we draw, crack him for 5. He goes to 3. Play Factory, okay. And that is it. That is game over. Alright, so we had a terrible first game there. Terrible. And we managed to bring it back from the brink of despair. Oh my god. Like, that was so frustrating. I think I played Rick maybe the 4th or 5th game and he was playing Control again. And I was like, oh my god, here we go again. I've been playing against earthquakes and deserts and maze of ifs and things like that in quite a few of the games. And I think I was just getting a little bit fed up. But yeah, really good match against Rick there. Really close games. The Desert and Maze of If combo with Wrath of God is just so good. In conjunction with Ivory Tower. Not too sure if I would have kept the creatures in the 3rd game. But yeah, interesting matchup there. And yeah, give the video a like if you like it, guys. I think me and Rick did speak for about 15 minutes after the match. Super nice guy. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the content. Give the video a like if you like it. Subscribe to see future content. And as always, guys, thanks for your support. And I shall see you in the next video. You take care. Bye-bye. Now, if you like the work that I do and the videos that I provide, think about subscribing to the channel. And have a great day. You take care, guys. Bye-bye.